Okay, welcome back. Table Talk on 802 Scoop, located at 185 North Main Street in Barre. An interesting morning we had here, to say the least, with when Dick Bobby's in the house, you never know what's going to happen. And we were talking about the Lacing Up for Cancer, and it's an event that's happening over in Lamoille County at the high school. And it's also a carnival for cure. And,
Nice.
you know, with Dick Bobby, always a roller coaster ride, always a carnival, right?
I caught the end of him when he was here. And
Yes, he
classic Wabi.
he's looking for a clown suit.
Oh,
So
yeah.
if anybody has one, he's like willing to. He's gonna donate money if he can get this clown suit. So
Yeah.
we're hoping that he can. Yeah, but anyways, so now we're coming off of that and going to dive right into baseball and softball, and with the Barre Community Baseball and Softball. And here with us, we have your son,
Yep.
Jordan, and your grandson, Keegan,
Yep.
to tell us a little bit about that and what you got going on this summer.
Absolutely. Hey, thanks for having us.
Thank you for coming.
Sure. So we are right now just wrapped up our spring season, which is kind of our regular season where we have all of our programs from the T-ball all the way up through the Little League going for baseball and softball. This spring we had a total of 20 teams from T-ball all the way up through, which was about 215 plus kids from the Barre area that are in all those programs. So it was a good season overall. Kind of battled through some rain early on, had to make up those games as we went along, but we got it in its quick 6 weeks, and now that we've wrapped that up, now we move on to the summer program, which means all-stars for the kids are lucky enough to make those teams. So we have an 8 to 10-year-old baseball team as well as a 10 to 12-year-old baseball team, which is kind of the traditional Little League All-Stars that you see in the Little League World Series. So that program starts up in the next couple weeks. Well, we're practicing now, starting practice now, and then we will be hosting the districts, which is the first phase of the tournament. We're hosting that right here in Barre, starting right around or before the 4th of July holiday. So we're excited to be able to host that. And hopefully we can get some people up at the fields to cheer on our team.
And do you guys do any like camps and stuff, training type camps?
We try to do some kind of skills and drills things sometimes, especially in the off season. So in the fall, sometimes we try to do something like that. Preseason in the winter, we'll do some winter stuff at Norwich. We get into the BOR, right before the season starts, do some practices there. So we're always trying to. We've really made an effort over the last few years to kind of make it more of a year-round thing. It used to sort of be the 6 weeks in the spring was it, and then the kids who made All-Stars kept playing, but now we have fall ball that starts pretty much when school gets back in session, and that goes pretty much until we can't anymore once the snow starts falling in October, and doing the winter trainings now. So we've definitely made a conscious effort to add a lot more programs, try to make baseball and softball more of a year-round thing locally.
Now, you guys have been raising some money too.
Yeah.
Have you been a part of that effort, earning some money or raising some money for a special thing that you want to do, a trip that you want to do?
Yeah.
Yeah. What is that all about? Can you tell us a little bit?
So we have a team that's going to go to Cooperstown, the Field of Dreams Park, and we've been raising money for a while now. How long?
Quite a while. I think we started the planning phase towards the end of last summer and really geared up with the fundraising kind of late summer, early fall last year. So it's been ongoing since then.
Have you made your goal? Have you met your goal?
Yes.
You did?
Yeah.
We did.
No, you didn't all just fundraise. You weren't just doing bottle drives and coin drops and things like that. Some of you did like some chores and stuff to earn that money.
Yes.
I saw that some of you were out there doing some work. Yeah.
We stacked wood and did that, we did bakery sales and stuff. But,
Uh-huh.
we did some chores to earn money. We didn't just we tried to help the community and not just have the community help us. and
Which
give
is
back.
awesome.
Now,
That
didn't
says a lot
you-
about all of you.
Didn't you rake leaves?
Yep.
Didn't you guys, weren't you guys using the hot chocolate stand too down at Depot Square? Yeah.
Yeah, so that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
For sure.
And you met your goal, and really you probably met a lot of people that you wouldn't have otherwise got to meet. And tell them a little bit about what you guys all do, and I think that that's awesome. I think it's awesome that what you said, you giving back at the same time as people were giving to you. I think that that's that you were willing to earn the money, and that says a lot about all of you as a team, and that you really want to go to this Cooperstown. When are you going? Do you know?
Mid-August.
Yeah,
Second week?
second week in August.
Yeah. So you must be pretty excited.
Yes,
Yes.
definitely.
And what position do you play?
I play a lot of positions, but I feel like I play 3 main positions: shortstop, second base, and pitcher.
Do you have a favorite?
Probably pitcher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you throw some real zingers? Can you hurt Grandpa's hand?
No.
No.
I throw a good off speed though.
You do?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hey, that's good. What do you do now? Are you playing this summer?
Yep.
Yeah. Ready to go?
Yeah. Definitely.
And are all those games going to be at Bonds?
Most of them will be at Bond. We'll have the Berrytown Little League fields as well up at Berrytown School. So the first few games, there'll be 3 nights where we have a game at each field. But then as we get later on, we'll primarily be up at Bond Field.
And then will it kind of end up in tournaments again for the summer stuff?
So from the districts, they end up going to the state tournament.
Right.
So last year, they made it to St. Albans, which hosted the state championships. And we finished second.
Yeah,
We
we've
finished
been
second.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, the last 2 years we've been lucky enough to make it to states. So we actually hosted the 8 to 10-year-old districts in Barre 2 years ago, and we won that and went to states, which was in Essex that year, and finished 3rd. And then last year we made it to St. Albans for the state tournament and finished 2nd. So hopefully this is the year we get over the hump and take 1st place.
And not sure where you'll play the tournament this year?
States would be hosted down in southern Vermont in that district, which is the Bennington, Brattleboro area.
Yeah, so
So
way
it's a
down
haul,
there.
Yeah, unfortunately.
They try to balance it, from year to year, but the last 2 years, it's been north.
Mm-hmm.
So it was Essex and then it was St. Albans. So, like Brattleboro's traveling all the way up. So
Yeah.
they gotta
so
they
you
gotta kind of spread it out.
Got to give a little bit. Now, when you get into those situations, do you just go down and stay a weekend because is it game after game after game really?
States is usually you play just on the weekend. So play your first game will be on a Saturday, and then second game on the next Sunday. And then if you advance to the final 3, then you'd come back the next weekend and do the same thing. So play Saturday. If you win, then you make it to Sunday kind of thing. So the last couple of years, because it's a manageable drive, we've just done the day trip. But if we happen to go down Bennington, Brattleboro, it might be a weekend kind of stay.
Yep. Now, how does all of this happen? The Barre Community Baseball Softball, is it grant funded? How
Right.
do you all do what you do?
Yeah, great question. So everything that's through Barre Community Baseball and Softball, we're a nonprofit, so everything is fundraising. We get sponsorships from businesses, so that's one of our primary sources. So our regular season teams, you didn't wear one of those jerseys, but they'll have a business name on the back, so you can pay so much money for that exposure as a sponsor, and obviously that funds the program. And then we rely on fundraising efforts. Like every other year, we get the coin drop over here on Main Street, which we were able to do a couple weeks ago, which is always a great fundraiser. And then the kids sell tickets. We usually do a cash raffle, and the last few years we've also done a Calcutta. So those have been means of funding for us. So everything is totally relying on community assistance, funding, sponsorships, and everything goes directly into the program. There's a lot of expenses that go with running a large program, with mowing all the fields and maintaining them, all the equipment, jerseys, hats, everything adds up pretty quickly.
So so the kids, this is all funded for all of the kids, or do the kids contribute as well?
Yeah, so there are registration fees for the kids to play as well, which cover their costs. And we also do provide scholarships for anyone who is wanting to play and unable to afford the registration fee.
So no one's excluded.
Exactly.
Which is awesome too.
Absolutely,
And,
yeah.
and all of that because of the donations and the help.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's pretty awesome. So you've already started practicing, must be,
Just this week. yeah.
just this week. And the first game is when?
The first district's game is July 3rd, but we have scrimmages up until then. So this past Monday, we hosted Burlington up here at Bond Field and did a scrimmage. Tomorrow we're traveling to Mad River. Saturday we're hosting Essex Junction. So we get 4 or 5 scrimmages over the next couple weeks, and they're practicing every
Wow.
single weeknight. So
Wow.
it's a commitment.
It is a commitment. Dad's going to be happy when you get your license.
Right.
Yeah, if you're still doing all of this stuff. Do you think that this is something that you want to do for a long time?
Yes.
Like baseball?
I really want to go to college to play baseball.
Yeah?
That's a dream of mine. But yeah.
I mean, that's pretty amazing and pretty awesome to have that
Yeah.
thought and dream now. You just said you're going to go into the 6th grade?
Yep.
Yeah. So you got a ways to go yet.
Yeah.
And well, so all these years of training to get you ready for that.
Yep.
Yeah. And you go to a bunch of the games.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Travel around. And for those that don't know, is there an admission into the games?
No, all the games are free to attend. We do a concession stand for games at Bond Field, though, so anything, and they do a great job there. Burgers, dogs, snacks, drinks, and everything, again, goes right back into the program.
So that's awesome. I didn't even know that you had all of that until
Until the concession stand
until
got broken into.
Yeah, I had
Right.
no idea that. And are you all square with that now? The concession
We are,
stand?
yeah. It was a big setback for us. We lost out on probably a couple weeks easily of what we would have had for revenue from having the stand open, and of course expenses to repair doors and windows. But we had some really generous help from people who helped us cover that cost, so that was much appreciated. But it's up and running now. It doesn't look as pretty. We had to kind of board some things up, but I guess that's the reality it is now, to make sure things are secured
Right.
at nighttime.
Right. Unfortunately, that's what I think everybody is doing at this point.
Right.
And so I'm just happy that you were able to get it back up and running. And could you, is there anything that you could use from the community? Is there anything else that you could help with as far as donations, or
Right.
how do people help you?
Yeah, if anybody wants to reach out, so we will be running a concession stand during the district tournament. So, I mean, if anyone felt generous enough to make any donations, I mean, we go through a lot of water, drinks, sodas, all that kind of stuff, snacks. Home baked goods are a hit. If anyone wanted to bring something up, you can reach out. We've got the Facebook page, Barre Community Baseball and Softball. Shoot us a message there. We can respond. Email is barrybaseball@gmail.com. So if anyone ever wants to get a hold of us, feel free to find us there and reach out. We'd appreciate it.
Yeah. And I have noticed that every once in a while you all post a notice where you need a ref. And please, can somebody ref this
Yeah.
game tonight or tomorrow or whatever. And I guess I never really realized that you would need a ref for this kind of thing. I was
Right.
thinking more you wait until high school and football and baseball and stuff. But you all do have referees and
Yeah.
need those volunteers sometimes.
There's only so many that are available in the area, so there's always a need. There's a shortage of them in the pool that we pull from. So if there's anyone who is interested in kind of learning how to do it, we would love to set something up, try to teach them. I know locally basketball does a really good job of that, of kind of running a clinic and training people. That's
So
something.
there is training involved.
So we don't have anything formal right now. We're really kind of targeting that as something to do next year, maybe working with some other towns locally to get some of the few umpires that we do have to maybe start teaching other people. We actually had a Spalding student umpired our final games last Saturday. He's 14, 15 years old, I think, and he did an amazing job. So, people like that, the kids especially, if they want to come out and learn, we encourage it and would be willing to help and teach them.
Yeah, and how cool is that if you can get a high school student in,
Right.
because, that it's the peer, and
Yep.
to be able to have that all fall together, and for your summertime stuff, a great experience for the summer, and another whole side of the game for sure.
And that's where they struggle, is during the regular season for umpires. They usually have, you usually have a what we call a patched official, because they've gone through a process and they have a thing that says official Little League umpire. And you always have one of those behind home plate when you're in the tournaments. In the tournaments, they try to have 2 base umpires too. But a lot of nights, like your regular season games, you'll have a patched umpire behind the plate, but then you're looking for a volunteer from the stands to do
Yeah,
the bases.
To do the bases.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keegan actually umpired some softball games. And he
Do
went
you
by-
like doing that?
Yeah.
You do like doing that?
fun,
You
yeah.
got to keep your eyes really peeled, though. So what's going on, huh?
Yeah.
I would be no hope. I'm not so good at that whole thing, the vision part. Yeah, but you can do it as well.
I
Must
used
be.
to. I used to when Jordan and my other son Justin were playing. I did actually got up to where I was doing the districts one year. It was over. We were over in like East Montpelier, and I when I did it, I wanted to be behind the plate. I didn't want to be out on the bases.
Yeah.
'Cause you can get a little boring
A
when you're
little.
out on the bases, but behind the plate, you're there for every play.
Right, and you see it all.
Yeah.
Now, so fair to say that kind of baseball, softball runs in the blood here?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. I
You-
played when I was a kid.
Yeah? And
Yeah.
you all love it?
Yep.
Still watch it?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Do you have rival teams, or do you all like the same team?
Same team.
You're all for the Red Sox?
Yes.
Yeah? How about local? Do you have like a favorite high school team or college team or anything like that you pay attention to?
I like UConn.
UConn?
That's my favorite college team. Yeah.
Yeah. Is that what you're thinking? That's what you set your sights on, kind of for college ball?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, better rake some more leaves.
Yeah. Yeah. You know. Part-time job here or there. Yeah. Well, but scholarships. I mean, if you keep plugging away and you try really hard, and it's something that you really love and you're really passionate about and you want to do, I think that's awesome.
It's nice because in the last few years, the youth baseball program's grown. Because there were a few years they were struggling for numbers, especially when lacrosse first started getting big. So a lot of kids that were playing baseball went to lacrosse. So the regular season, you didn't have as many teams as you have now. So you probably had half of what they have now. And doing little clinics and other things, getting kids to get interested in it's helped a lot. So like you said, how many teams they have this year is quite a few more than we had 3 or 4 years ago. It's growing again. Back when I was a kid, there was no lacrosse. That was your spring, early summer sport was baseball.
It's baseball. Now, is it co-ed?
It can be. We have some girls. I mean, it's totally open. If a boy wants to play softball or a girl wants to play baseball, they can. We find most of the girls play softball. Most of the boys do baseball, but we have a few girls in this past year that played baseball in the minors program, which is like our 8, 9, some 10-year-olds. So totally open to whichever one they prefer and want
Which, and
to.
I'm sure that once you and you start getting older too, and there may not be enough. And this is where I think this question comes in is if there's not enough to make up a team, then that's how you end up in a co-ed situation, is so that you make sure that everybody is still playing if they want to play, and
Yeah.
that's what you do.
Right, yeah, you try to find
But it
opportunities for
doesn't sound
everybody.
like you have a shortage of people that want to play.
Not in the spring season. We did, so summer, in addition to the younger kids all-stars, we do what is called Babe Ruth, which is typically geared towards the high school kids. Usually that's 14 and under, 16 and unders. We have a couple baseball teams this summer. We were trying to put together a softball team, which we've had the last couple years, but unfortunately we weren't able to get enough to field a summer Babe Ruth softball team this summer. So yeah, sometimes, summer's tough. You get people going on vacation, and it's really just kind of that 6-week summer vacation stretch.
Right.
And then because fall ball starts when they're back in school, and we've had really good numbers for the fall ball programs. That's been growing huge over the last few years. We see actually a lot of people from outside of Barre coming to play because other communities don't offer fall baseball or softball. So
Yep.
we get a lot of them, we welcome them into here and put them on our teams.
Now, what about coaches?
Coaching is always, it gets difficult to find volunteers. We have some really good volunteers and coaches. You tend to see a lot of the same ones over the years, but I know this year at the minors baseball level, we had to really put a push out to find a couple more volunteers. So people are hesitant to do it, but you really don't have to be an expert. You just kind of have to have the passion and want to be involved. And we've made it a point too. We put together a kind of a coaching training thing this year. So now I've got a PowerPoint that I can give to them and say, all right, if you're coaching this level, here's what your practice plans, points of emphasis, and really try to help them out and guide them. And so next year we'll do a preseason coaching clinic where I can give that to them and walk them through everything. So hopefully that encourages people to come out with the support that we can give them.
Yep. How long have you been coaching?
A long time. So I actually have been coaching baseball and basketball for a lot of years, even before I had kids. I knew I played growing up, and I always knew I wanted to coach. So I started coaching basketball. It would have been probably 15 or so years ago, pretty much right out of college. Started coaching at Williamstown and coached middle school there and then high school and had a blast and loved it. And then once he got old enough to start playing and doing his own thing, which would have been when he was, 4 or 5 years old, then I decided to kind of start from the bottom and work up through and doing it with him for baseball and basketball. And my daughter as well, got to coach her a bit too.
Yeah.
Recently, it was tough. I haven't been able to coach her in softball because they're at the level now where they both have practices and games like every
Right.
day.
So much going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I love it. It's my favorite thing to do other than being their dad.
Do you got a little red there?
Is he a tough coach?
No.
No.
Me is, but
That's true. Yeah.
That's how it goes, huh? Yep. But the good thing is that you get a little extra training in. That's all. You just get a little extra here and there. Yeah. What do you like to do for fun when you're not playing ball?
wiffle ball.
Wiffle ball. Any kind of ball?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's just like wait.
You like to go fishing, don't you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And hunting.
And hunting. Yeah.
In hunting.
Yeah.
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 Like to go to camp, all that good stuff. Yeah. How about swimming?
I'm not that much. I'm not a good swimmer.
Me either.
I just like going to the pool.
Yeah. So that you can actually see the bottom and what's going on. I'm with you. Yeah. I don't know about going into the lakes and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, you never know.
Have
Yeah.
a big snapping turtle bite your toe.
That happened to my brother at Lake Elmore once.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, really did. God. They had a whole nest of them up there.
Wow.
It really happened.
No, we're not going to Elmore.
I mean, that's probably why I don't like it. I don't know. It's just if it's blue and I can see the bottom, it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I like to know what's going to happen next. Drop-offs, anything.
And speaking about that, seeing the blue water and being able to touch the bottom, Barre City Pool opens tomorrow.
There you go. What time? 12:30,
Noon,
I think?
I
Is that
think.
noon?
I think it's
Yeah.
noon. Yep.
There we go. Do you like to go to the pool? Do you go to the pool at all?
Yeah,
You do?
I used to go a lot when I was younger with my grandmother.
Yeah. But now you're kind of playing ball.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to just get sprayed down with a hose when you get home.
Yep.
Why not? But anything else you do for fun this summer?
Well, hang out with my friends a lot. Play basketball, like outside.
Yeah. Do you have any more fundraising that you have to do?
We don't have anything scheduled. We're sitting pretty good right now. Not much to do. So yeah, what are we? 2 months away. It's crazy that it's almost here, but
Yeah, you guys have been waiting a long time.
yeah,
go.
I know. It feels like it was a long ways away, but it's kind of flown by, and the fact that we raised as much money as we did is still amazes me. I mean, our parents, everyone involved did a lot, did an incredible job. I'm so
What is
thankful.
it? Because what does the trip entail? I mean, it's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot, and it's a lot of money that you pay directly to Cooperstown, which covers, lodging, meals for an entire week for the whole team, every kid, every coach, and then of course all the games you're playing, and they fully, equip you with the jerseys and everything. So that's just to Cooperstown to cover all that. Then of course you got travel, and
Yep.
then for the parents who aren't staying there, meaning at the facility, they've got to figure out their own thing for their accommodations. It's a lot.
Yeah. Now, where exactly is this place, Cooperstown?
It's upstate Western New York, so it's what, good 4+ hours from here, I'd say, easily.
Are you taking a bus?
No, we're planning on every family just fending for themselves and driving out.
Yep. Yep.
We should get a bus.
Yeah. But then you will be fundraising all summer instead
Right.
of playing
Yeah. It's
ball
not in the
because
budget.
that's probably not in the budget at all. Because,
Yeah.
like you said, by the time you do food and just everything, it's a lot.
Yeah,
Now, how many kids are going?
We have 12 kids on our roster, and then 4
And
coaches.
Four coaches?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was just.
And it's a whole week, or is it?
Yeah, you get there on Monday, and then the check-in is kind of not a lot going on that day. You settle in, do some, meetings and whatnot. They do have an opening ceremony, and then day 2, on Tuesday, you get right into it. I think you play at least 3 games that day, and then 3 games the next day. And you stay through until Sunday, and we might be done playing baseball after 2 or 3 days. Basically, you're guaranteed 7 games within the first 3 days, but then it becomes an elimination tournament. So once you're out, you don't play anymore, but you still stick around, watch the games,
Watch the other games.
Yeah,
There's
it's a
probably other
whole-
things that can be
whole
you can
social
do.
event. Yeah, all the kids. You bring pins. That's another thing we had to purchase. These little pins that they trade with other teams and players. So everyone tries to collect each other's pins. And
That's pretty cool.
yeah, it
That's
gets
a
some
neat idea.
meeting other kids from all over, because the other teams, how many ever dozen teams there are traveling from all across the country.
Yeah, that's a cool idea actually. That all in itself, you have to bring a hat and load them all up on your hat or something. Scott Williams says, Greg says hi. Does anybody know who that is?
Greg Fuller.
Scott Williams?
Yeah,
Is that like
Greg
Mason
says hi. Yeah.
Graham Fuller or something?
Do you know who it is?
They know us
Unless maybe
or you.
Somebody who works with
Your brother, Greg?
my brother, Greg?
Yeah. Who knows? And Glenn, of course, says good afternoon. Glenn's always tuned in. Who do you have for a favorite team, Glenn? See if there's any opposition here to the Red Sox. And I mean, you all are pretty lucky to be in the same. I mean, when you're all in the same room, at least you're rooting for the same team. In my family, it's not that way at all. There's like a few different teams, and so it's screaming matches usually during the games.
That's what it was like for me as a
Such
kid.
a challenge. It was.
Yeah. My parents and my 3 brothers were all Yankee fans. I was the only Red Sox
You were
fan.
so you took it real hard.
Yeah, I got all the looks and brains, and yeah.
Yeah. You got all of
Yeah,
that.
I got the whole package.
Left them in the dust. And then he passed it on to you. Yeah,
Yeah.
good deal. What else do we have going on this week? You know, I know. I mean, we know that hopefully we're actually gonna have a nice weekend. I think.
It's looking that way.
I think the storms are supposed to come in today.
Yeah,
And
but
then
it's
be a little cooler tomorrow, but dry at
Supposed
least.
to be,
And then a decent weekend for a change.
I went up by earlier. I see they got their chlorine delivery, so they're pumping the chlorine right now because you know they fill the pool from a hydrant, and it's not always crystal clear from a hydrant. So
Yep.
they got
No
I went
way.
by there. Yeah, no. So it should be all cleared up and ready to go tomorrow.
That's awesome. And then summer camps. I mean, there's all kinds of
Yeah.
them opening up that are still taking registrations. I've been posting those a little bit. I'm going to try to get an entire list of those together just to get them out there for people. The Waterbury Flea Market is open now.
Oh boy.
Of course, I love to go there. You never know what you're going to find.
Yeah.
And I have found some cool stuff
I haven't
there.
been in years
You
since
haven't?
they moved to the other field.
I don't know. It's something to do. I love to
Yeah.
go. But after Black Fly season,
Yeah.
because it's not so much fun then. But concerts in the park have started last night.
How was it last night?
It was great. The Rustics were there. Moe's Backyard Barbecue was there. And so, of course, people were coming like crazy to get the brisket and all of that good stuff. And it smelled amazing.
Yeah.
Michael Booten had the brisket and macaroni and cheese. Hillary Scott, I saw she had pulled pork and mac and cheese. And Gianni had a pulled pork sandwich. I mean, it smelled amazing. And
Yeah.
and all the different markets that were there as well. But it was a really good crowd.
I gotta get it one night where I come down and work the table. And
Well,
Sign up.
Well, you got to come down next Wednesday
Because
802
it's-
Scoop
yeah.
is sponsoring
Yeah.
next week's concert, Seth and Sophie. So would love to have you come down. And you guys should come down too if you're not playing a game and hang out at the park with us. And it's a really good crowd. Last
So
night was
it's
pretty
it's
cool.
working well the way Tracy's got it set up now. So you got the farmers market
I
starts
really
first.
think so. I think that that was the way to go, where
Yeah.
you have the farmers market there, the concerts, and the food vendors
Yeah.
all at once like that. I just think,
I mean, it's so much nicer there. It's it's
Yeah.
not right in the middle of the city like this park up here, and
yeah.
it's bigger. It's bigger than this park, so
Right.
you got plenty of room.
And really, in the end, it's probably just as well that, you would have had to worry about the park every Wednesday.
Yeah.
You would have had to worry about how all of that was. And
Yeah.
so I think that it's a little bit different up at Courier. So it's nice.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's a really nice night. And we have try to set up on the backside underneath the tree so you get a little bit of shade. And but yeah, it was pretty good. Yeah.
So you set up like up near the stage.
Yep, kind of up near the stage, right near the path though that comes through.
Yeah.
Almost directly across from the dental office.
Okay.
Almost down
Yeah.
a little bit, but yeah. So right near
Right.
Kay Santamore's bench.
I'll come next Wednesday.
Yeah, you'll have to come over
I'll
and
wear
check
my
it out. And
802 Scoop T-shirt,
there you go.
and if it's
And
chilly out, I'll wear my
we're gonna-
my new hoodie.
I doubt it's going to be chilly out. So Monday and Tuesday, they're actually talking about how dangerous it's going to be because the
Really?
actual air temps on Monday, they're saying the actual air temp was this morning I saw was 96, and then with the heat index and the humidity, 116 degrees for Monday. And then on Tuesday, like 94 and 109. So definitely Monday and Tuesday, days to watch, days to be super careful, especially if you have, problems with breathing. And I mean, that's a day to
Yeah.
stay right in where the air conditioning is, for sure. If we do a show, because there's no AC in here, if we do a show on Tuesday, we'll do it without the lights on. Yeah, because I want to keep it as cool
Yeah.
as we absolutely can in here. It's not too bad today, but it does get hot. Yeah.
Well, it's
With
good.
it,
Well, it's a
that's-
good thing we're not upstairs already.
Right.
Because that would be even hotter.
Yeah. Well, no, there's air conditioning.
Oh,
up
there is?
Yeah.
All right, let's get this thing moved.
Yeah, let's get moving. Yeah. So, yeah, it's good. I'm kind of, I'm happy that it's summer, but I'm kind of a wimp when it comes to heat. I'm
Yeah.
just not like that.
I don't like it when it's muggy and,
Yeah, super hot like that. It makes me want to sleep.
Yeah.
That's all I ever want to do is just sleep when it's like that. But, yeah. So
so for people that want to go to a game, your next scrimmage is,
Friday at Mad River.
yeah, that one's
Friday
at
at
Mad
Mad
River.
River.
So when's your next home scrimmage at Bond Field?
Saturday against Essex Junction, and that's gonna be a good game.
And what
That's
time?
gonna be a good
Do you
game.
know what time it is?
11 a.m.
Oh, it's 11 a.m. Oh,
11 a.m.
okay. Yeah, we gotta get a lot of support down there.
Yeah. So that will be at Bonds at 11 against Essex on Saturday.
Yep.
Perfect. Now, do you like to get up early in the morning?
Depends on
Yeah.
how late I was up.
Depends on what you're going to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's for baseball or basketball, you don't mind getting up.
Oh no, not at all.
Not at all. You
If
don't
it's
mind
school.
getting up and getting right
I
out on the
won't get up
field.
for school.
School, yeah, it's hard to get up for school.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, come on out, support the kids, taking a game. If you think you want to contribute, you know, as you said, referees.
Yeah, and I should mention, so with hosting the district comes a lot of responsibilities, and we're looking for volunteer roles for some things related to that. We put up a sign-up sheet on our Facebook, and we'll circulate it again, but basically we're looking for people to help with scoreboard, announcing. We have to keep pitch count, so we got Clicker there to do that, keeping a scorebook. So different things like that we need to fill for each game that we host. So there's certainly things that can be done that we're looking for people to do.
So yeah, definitely get in touch, and yeah. In the meantime, support. Get out there, get
Yeah.
to a game, and I'm sure it's fun for the kids too. Bring, you know, if you're looking for something to do on a Saturday morning or an evening game or something, it gives the kids a chance to see their friends that they haven't seen in a few weeks or a little bit of time. And how cool is it that if you can support a classmate or, you know, that's out there on the field, cheer them on, and how good would that make you feel to know that, oh, all those people are from my class and they're here rooting for me. And I mean, that's a big deal. And I know when I was a kid, we used to go to all the games. That was a really big
Yeah.
deal to go to our friends' games. We used to do that all the time.
Yep.
So I don't know if kids still do that. I'm old, so you
Not
know.
really, no. I
But
mean, some definitely do come to a lot of games.
yeah, so it'd be cool. So taking a game. Yeah, it's going to be a beautiful weekend. Perfect time for it. Can you think of anything else
I don't
before
have
we
anything.
go?
Just
Think
just
we covered
stay
it?
cool out there because it's
Yeah.
muggy.
It is getting hot. So stay cool. Pool's opening tomorrow.
Pool opens tomorrow.
Noon. So get out there, June 20th, and
What else we? Oh, Spalding graduation is Saturday.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Yep. And the last day of school was yesterday, I believe, half day, right?
When was your last
Wednesday?
day?
Tuesday.
Oh,
Yours
it was
Tuesday?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we know, and you and I will touch base, talk about it a little bit next week. They had the ordinance stuff.
Yeah.
Did come out, that did happen
Yes.
again over the week, on Tuesday night's meeting. And can you explain a little bit why it was a first reading? Because some people thought that it was going to be the second reading and it would pass, but there were some modifications.
There was
made.
modifications. Anytime there's modifications, then you have to go back and have another reading. So
So there will in fact be what will seem like a third reading, but it will be called the second reading.
Because, so we had a first reading, and then that had changes, so then we had the second reading, which had changes, so now it starts again. So because of the changes made, that was a first reading, and now in 2 weeks, we will have the second reading of that version with the changes.
So keep your eyes open for that. We'll, as always, we will post the links and the information that you need for that. And if you want to know about the council meeting and you were not there, were not able to attend, I did post the links to the Zoom meeting so you can watch it at your convenience. And then Zachary Bradley says, love Barry baseball.
Oh yeah, Zach.
Yep. Is that a teammate?
Yeah.
Yep. So he's watching.
Teammate and neighbor, right?
Yes.
Teammate
yes.
and neighbor.
The one I
So-
play with every day.
Yes. So hi Zach, and thanks for tuning in. So thank you all. Have a safe weekend. Michael and I will be here tonight, or at least I will be here tonight at 7 o'clock. Sam Fisk is going to come in and talk about the memorial ride that we are doing in memory of his son Chris. And we're going to tell you a little bit about, or as much as we possibly can, about the recipient of the funds for that day, and some more about what will be happening, the meal, the music, the things that will be there for the kids. It is a family-friendly event. You don't have to ride on the ride. It's not a poker run, but it is a fundraiser, and there is a really nice motorcycle ride planned in memory of Chris. And so we'll talk about that and much more at 7 p.m.
And it's Thunder Road night.
And it's Thunder Road night, if they get it in. I've been keeping watch of the page, and I will continue to watch the page just in case they have to call that and they get that out of there. But yeah, we'll see at 7 o'clock.
Starting to feel like summer. School's out. Thunder
Yeah.
Road's running.
Yep, storms.
Thunderstorms are
constantly.
rolling in.
Why not? Yep. So,
Baseball.
Yep.
See you all later.
Yep.
Have a great night.